Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Between My Therapist and I. Today, we're actually doing a book review, and the book, which I am going to be talking to Allison about because Allison hasn't read it yet. So I have to convince her to love this book so that she'll read it. So we're going to be talking about Who Moved My Cheese. This cute, super short, very, very easy to read book is all about transformation and change. And it talks about how important it is to always reinvent yourself, always be willing to adapt to change, while using the metaphor of cheese in a maze with actual mice. So I'm going to start by just reading the intro, and it's just a quick one page. And it says, Who Moved My Cheese is a story about change that takes place in a maze where four amusing characters look for cheese. Cheese being a metaphor for what we want to have in life, whether it is a job, a relationship, money, a big house, freedom, health, recognition, spiritual peace, or even an activity like jogging or golf. Each of us has our own identity of what cheese is, and we pursue it because we believe it makes us happy. If we get it, we often become attached to it. And if we lose it or it's taken away, it can be traumatic. The maze in the story represents where you spend time looking for what you want. It can be the organization you work in, the community you live in, or the relationship you have in your life. I tell the cheese story that you are about to read in my talks around the world, and often hear later from people about what a difference it has made to them. Believe it or not, this little story has been credited with improving careers, marriages, and lives. So, Allison, can you think of a cheese? Like, what is your cheese?
Oh, well, my big cheese.
Your big cheese.
My big cheese is becoming a counselor. That's my cheese. That's what I'm working towards. So,
excellent.
I think I'm looking for my cheese. This is my maze.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to be part of your maze. So, I'm not going to go through the entire book because even though it's short, it's still not that short. But part of the reason why I love this book is because it's not only is it a quick read, big, fabulous, see how big the words are. This is something that even an adolescent can read, a kid, especially a young adolescent that's maybe going through transition in life, going into high school or going into college. So it's easy, and what I will read is it gives you these cute little quotes right here in the form of the cheese. So as we talk about your cheese, let's say the more important your cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on to it, right? And I think about when you first came on board and you were like, I'll do anything to get my foot in the door. I will work.
I will even do social media.
In whatever capacity you possibly can fit me in. And so I thought that's a very impressive person. Like in general, I thought you were very impressive because I was like, she really wants this and she really knows what she wants. So if you do not change, you can become extinct. So this is the way that the book is broken down. It's about the journey of each one of these mice to find, lose. So they're very comfortable. At the beginning, the mice are very comfortable in the maze. They have quite a bit of cheese. They're going through, it's just a great place to live, et cetera, et cetera. And then they're struck with a situation where they have to make a decision to leave the maze or like go to a different part of the maze so that they can find more cheese because the cheese starts to run out.
So it's the journey to find the cheese.
Exactly. So if you do not change, you can become extinct. It's exactly because of that. And that's what happens to us in life because sometimes we get stagnant. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're like, oh, well, I'm going to just take the easy road or just stay exactly where I am. And I'm just going to hope that the cheese is just going to continue to come. That somehow I will continue to do well or feel comfortable enough where I am and there's not going to be any change. Mm-hmm. So then the next part of the book moves into what would you do if you weren't afraid a lot of people struggle with change, and a lot of people struggle with pursuing what they love because they're afraid of what may happen. And the truth is, just like it said before, if you don't test yourself, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't go and pursue much more smellier cheese, you are very likely to become extinct. So as we move on in the book, another thing that, another statement that is made is smell the cheese often so you know when it is getting old.
So reevaluate those goals.
Reevaluate.
And how you're going about them.
And make sure that you understand where you want to go. That you understand who you want to be, what you want to do with your life, whatever that particular important section is. So for you, you're talking about your career. There are going to be times in your career where you're going to go through crossroads, where you're going to have to make decisions of, okay, is this really what I want to do? Is this, like your internship, working here, when you have to choose your degree specialization. So evaluating what your cheese is, what your goal, what it is that makes you happy is on a regular basis helps you keep a clear mind and a clear direction of where you're going.
Always ties back to self-awareness.
Always. That is so true. You guys should check out our self-awareness blog. I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
So movement in a new direction helps you find new cheese. That's true. You may be scared because what if the cheese that's out there is not that good? But what if it is? What if it's just fabulous cheese?
That was a big one for me, leaving my job and then coming here because I knew that this was my better opportunity to find my cheese.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's getting over that fear first.
When you stop being afraid, you feel good.
There you go.
As we said.
I can attest.
Now, sometimes it's hard. And so one thing that helps a lot is when you visualize yourself actually accomplishing the pursuit of the goal. So imagining yourself enjoying your new cheese leads you to it. So if you visualize, a lot of people think about it in the form of, I'm manifesting what my goal is or what the final outcome of what I desire. I'm manifesting it, I'm visualizing it. I see myself already there. That's a great way to just kind of get over the hump of the fear of taking that leap of faith. The quicker, speaking of leaping in faith, the quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. This happens a lot in relationships. Happens a lot in work and jobs. People get really comfortable in relationships and jobs where, well, this is not really my cheese. This is not really the place where I want to be, but I dream of going someplace else. I visualize where I'm going to be, but maybe in a year. The economy's kind of hard, so maybe after the economy settles. Oh, maybe after the election. Oh, maybe after I get this degree, that degree, after the kids are grown.
There's always so many what ifs and so many fears that are involved in that too.
And exactly. It is safer to search in the maze than remain in a cheeseless situation. So in this part of the book, we actually start to get to a point where the mice who decided to wait to the last minute to leave the area where the cheese was dwindling more and more start to realize, I am now desperate. Like, I'm going to be very hungry very soon if I don't make the decision to finally leave. So
it's kind of like eventually you get forced to make that decision. If your cheese is really important to you, like it said in the first one, you got to figure something out.
Yeah. And if you don't do it for yourself, life will do it for you. So you'll get fired, you'll get laid off, your relationship will end, something's going to happen. But trust me, if you don't move to find that cheese, the universe, if it's meant for you, the universe will find a way to push you to it. Like whether you like it or not. Old beliefs do not lead you to new cheese. I love that one. I do. It's so true. Like that, I'm a very business-minded person. And I think about that a lot when it comes to business is if you think of yourself in a limited frame of mind where it's like, all I know how to do is clock in and clock out and just do 9 to 5 and that's where I live and that's all that I'm good at. And your cheese is, I wish that I could be a professional. I wish I could be a business owner. I wish I could be someone who had a lot more freedom with my time so that I could pursue my cheese in different directions and different types of things. But your mindset is, but I'm always only good enough for a 9 to 5. I'm only good enough to do just this. You know, if I tried to be anything else, I would fail. You will never get that cheese. It will, I mean, it'll happen. It's not going to happen in the way you want it to happen. And then by the time you get there, it's not going to feel like what you want it. So
you have to be open to learning the new things that you need to and doing the new things that you need to. I mean, the old stuff got you to where you are, but you want to go further.
Yes. Be thankful for what led you where you are, but it doesn't mean that that is who you are anymore. It's okay to grow and adapt. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you see that you can find and enjoy new cheese, you change course. So just do it. If you see it, do it. Just go find that cheese. Take a bite out of it. Noticing small changes early helps you adapt to the bigger changes that are to come. So in this case, it's like, it would have been so good if the mice realized the cheese is not coming in the same way. It's not really, like, the supply is not coming. I'm not noticing, you know, things are changing. Mm-hmm. But they didn't adapt. They didn't adapt. Only one of them decided that she was going to be like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm going to go find me some other cheese. Like, but the rest didn't really. One of them was dragged to do it.
Oh, jeez.
Literally was forced by the one that was going to go do it. But
it sounds really cool because it's kind of like it gives it comedic relief with all the little comments about the cheese and talking about the smelly cheese and all that. And so while it has all of these great ideas, it's also an easy thing to read. So
yes, and you do laugh along the way, and it makes you think, but in a very positive way. So finally, I'm going to read you the handwriting on the wall, which is just a message of the book, and I'm going to just encourage you guys to enjoy this wonderful book. So the handwriting on the wall is: change happens, anticipate change, monitor change, adapt to change quickly, change, enjoy it, be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again. So that, my dears, is Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. And we just wanted to give you a quick review of this wonderful book. Highly recommended. Would love to hear your feedback on it. Encourage you guys to let us know on the comments if you like it, if you don't like it, if you thought it was ridiculous. And yeah, follow and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much. Again, I'm Lily. This is Allison. And we hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.